Yo, fellas, what's going on? This is your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre, man, and I'm coming at y'all again with another one. Today, we're going to talk about how to make her submit. That's right, how to make a woman submissive. So if you want to learn that skill, if you want to keep your woman submissive and the women that you deal with in the future, you want to add this life skill to your game arsenal, then stay tuned through this whole video. Watch this video all the way through. Go somewhere in a quiet corner, go somewhere, put your headphones in and soak this game up. Replay it. Watch this shit 10 times. Turn it up. Tune everything else out. You dig what I'm saying? But first, guys, before I get into the before I get into the game, I need you guys to like the video, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. That way you can get this good player shit fresh off the press. Y'all know my slogan, playerism is the antidote to feminism. We're gonna bring this shit back. We're gonna take this shit back. We're gonna stop complaining about women, not being submissive and cooperative, and we're gonna boss up. We're gonna grab our nuts, and we're gonna take the game back. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, so how to make a woman submissive. First off, as some key points before I get into the steps and the things that you could do, because I got six things that you can implement to make women submissive. But before I get into that, I got some key points I need you to grasp first. You have to grasp this first before you can move on to making women submit to you. But first things first, guys, you have to understand that women submit for a gain. It's because they want something from you. You're providing them with something, and they're submitting to get that. Women don't just submit to submit just because, for the hell of it. I think a lot of guys, they walk around saying, oh, well, women ain't submitting to me, but women ain't submissive. Women don't just submit to just submit because it's fun. Being in a submissive state to where you lose yourself and you're not yourself in that submissive state, to where, somebody else has you enthralled. Being in that state is not fun. Well, I don't know, because I ain't submissive, but I can imagine that that's not fun. It can be beneficial, but it's not. Everybody want to be themselves and be free, right? So when women are submitting to you and women submit to guys, it's because they're gaining something from them. They're not just doing it to do it. So understand that women submit for a gain. They don't just submit. So you have to be providing them something. Understand that. That's the first key. The second key to understand is that it's not an overnight thing, right? You're not gonna meet a woman and she just off top submit. It's a process, guys. And if you do get a case to where a woman submits off the rip, then your antenna should go up. But I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But anyway, it's not an overnight thing, guys. It's a process. Through consistent player and alpha behavior. You know what I'm saying? Masculine behavior, consistent masculine alpha player behavior, and the way you kicking your game, you putting your game down proper, right? And if you're doing this, it should take you about a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months if you knew. You know what I'm saying? But this is not an overnight thing, right? So understand that, right? Now, getting back to what I was saying about if a woman submits to you right off the bat, right? You got to be aware of women who submit to you right up front without you putting your game down, or you establishing yourself in that situation. Always be extremely aware of this, right? Because women who do this is a sign of extreme women who are extremely promiscuous, right? And usually women who are extremely promiscuous like this, they more than likely have mental issues. You know what I'm saying? Something mental is going on. And you can't turn a hoe into a housewife anyway. But understand this, when you see women who submit to you right off the gate like that, you know what I'm saying, who have no problem just opening up and giving themselves to you. Understand that this is, like I say, this is an extremely submissive woman. I mean, not a submissive, but a promiscuous woman, right? And with 9 times out of 10 that has some emotional issues. And if she don't have emotional issues and she promiscuous, you don't want the broad that everybody else is banging anyway. So understand that. And also with that, if that's not the case, that she's maybe extremely promiscuous, it could be that she's trying to manipulate you through stroking your ego. Women understand that when they're submissive to you, you get an ego boost. It makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? And once a woman can stroke your ego and make you feel good, you tend to let your guard down And once you let your guard down, it's easier for them to manipulate you. There are women with game out here, guys, who understand this. And their tactic to get you to let your guard down is submission. They'll submit to you because that strokes your ego. You know what I'm saying? So understand that. Also, the last point before I get into the things that you can do is, guys, you got to keep it player at all times. When you have women submissive to you, and this kind of ties into what I was just now saying, when you have women that submitting to you and being submissive to you, fellas, you have to keep it player, keep it alpha, keep it bossed up, and you have to maintain your frame at all times, because a submissive woman is a man's kryptonite. And there are women out here who understand this. All of them don't, but there are women out here who understand this. So, and even if they don't understand this, if you don't understand this, then you are more than likely to lose the submissiveness of the woman, and ultimately lose the woman because you let your guard down. This goes to your head, and you're more invested, and you get in your feelings because the woman has you feeling a certain type of way. When a woman submits to you, it feels good. It's a powerful feeling, but you have to maintain your player. You have to maintain your frame at all times. And also, this is why I say, guys, get out here and date and do this, on a large scale. Get used to women being submissive to you. That way it won't phase you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how a lot of you guys end up in situations to where you losing your girl and shit like that, because you don't know how to respond to a woman being submissive to you. A submissive woman, guys, is a man's kryptonite. Always understand that. Now let's get into the 6 steps or the 6 principles that you can implement to, make her submit, or, to make her submissive. Now, number 1, right? And this is very important. All of these are important, but number 1 is you have to require it. You have to, it has to be a requirement of yours. A part of your game is I'm not fucking with you past a certain level unless you submit, unless you are submissive. I don't fuck with women who aren't submissive. You have to have this disposition. Now, of course, you don't say this to a woman on the first date. Yeah, if you ain't submissive, I ain't fucking with you. Of course you don't say this, but you have to position yourself this way. You have to give off the vibe that if you don't submit to me, if you're not submissive, I ain't fucking with you. And you do this through displaying your options, and you letting the woman know, you let a woman know that you don't deal with resistance. You don't deal with women who are a headache. You know what I'm saying? You don't deal with, women who are a problem or combative or like to argue or who don't follow the program. You know what I'm saying? You give off this vibe. You have to give off this vibe and energy that, bitch, you don't follow the program, you gone. Now, like I said earlier, from the start, they aren't going to be submissive to you. Normally, they aren't going to be submissive to you. From the start, they may do submissive behaviors like suck your dick and all that shit, but 100% completely submissive, you aren't going to get that in the beginning. So don't charge a chick to the game because she's not 100% submissive to you in the beginning. But you do need to require that she's 100% cooperative. That's a big difference. If no cooperation, no deal. You know what I'm saying? So you have to require it. That's the major step. That's the key. That's the major key. You have to require it. It needs to be a part of your standards, a part of your preferences, that I don't deal with women who aren't submissive and cooperative. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to be valuable, right? You have to be a valuable guy, a high value guy, as they said. She has to want to be down with you. She has to want to follow your program. Who the fuck are you to submit to, right? Who are you submit to? I mentioned that earlier. A lot of guys walk around and it's like, oh, women ain't submissive, or black women ain't submissive, or these type of race of women ain't submissive, or women ain't submissive. But who the fuck are you? You broke, you out of shape, you fat, you ain't getting no fucking money, your quality of life sucks, you ain't got no fucking game, you ain't got no leadership skills. You know what I'm saying? Who are you? Why would somebody let themselves go for you to lead them off a cliff? You have to understand this. Y'all guys wonder why women aren't submitting to guys these days. But why would they? Once you submit to somebody, you have to trust in them to lead you to something more promising, or lead you to prosperity. Who are you? Right? Can you lead a woman to prosperity? Can you upgrade a woman's life to where her quality of life is better than what it was? Why would somebody let themselves go, give themselves to you for you to do what? lead them off a cliff and make them, put them in a shitty situation. It don't work like that. You have to, guys have to understand that you have to be valuable. You have to be somebody who women want to submit to. What do women want to submit to? Attractive men, masculine men, purposeful men, men who have purpose, drive, ambition, grind. They getting their money. They know what they got their shit together. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have leadership. You have to know where you going and know where you are, know how you get in there. You know what I'm saying? Women ain't gonna just follow you. Men, nobody ain't gonna just follow you blindly. Children will follow you blindly for a minute, but once a child sense that you don't have it going on, or you don't know what the fuck you talking about, or your game ain't strong, a child will eventually go astray. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand that you have to be valuable. You have to be somebody to submit to. People aren't just going to submit to any fucking body. And let me not say people, because we're talking about women. Women aren't going to just submit to any fucking body, guys. You have to understand that. Always ask yourself, who am I? Who am I to submit to? The key to this shit is self-improvement. Constantly working on yourself every single day. Strive to make yourself better. The list I told you guys to make a list about how you can make the world a better place. How you make another list about how you can upgrade a woman's life and the value you bring into a woman's life. And every day you strive to make these lists longer and longer and longer and longer. These are your qualities. Strive to develop these qualities. This is the key to being valuable, guys. Understand this. And a lot of you guys don't realize you're not as valuable as you think you are. So that's number 2, be valuable. Number 3, this is important as well. All of these are important, like I said, but number 3, you have to get her to invest and keep her invested. Her invested emotionally, invested with her feelings. Invest. Once a person is tied, once a person is invested, right? But people get emotionally tied to their investments, right? And once a person becomes emotionally tied into something, they submit themselves to it, right? That's a way to, it's a way for them to see a return on their investment, right? They submit themselves. And it's not necessarily that it's a strategy, but it's naturally you engulf yourself into something because you want to see something back from it, right? And you guys got to be providing, what they're looking for. And I'm not talking about tricking or giving them money. So, that's a sidebar. But, get them invested in you, you, the valuable person, you get them invested and you keep them invested. If you want to know more about getting women invested and tactics to get women investment, go get my course, which is on sale right now, how to make a woman fall in love and obsess over you. But that's a key. Get her to invest, and you have to keep her. Make sure she stays invested into the relationship. And it's not just physically, it's emotionally, spiritually, everything. Keep them invested. That's number 3. Number 4, you have to stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Stop allowing people to disrespect you. Stop allowing women to disrespect you. Respect you. Stand up for yourself. Women aren't going to submit. Women aren't going to submit to a pussy ass motherfucker, to a pussy ass dude, to a dude who ain't got no backbone and no spine. This goes into being valuable though. Being masculine and being about your shit. Stand up for yourself. If she can run over you, it's impossible for her to submit to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let her talk to you crazy. Don't let her disrespect you ever. You never allow it. Once a woman sees that she can disrespect you, you lose the submission immediately. Or if you don't have it already, right, you'll never get it. Once a woman figures in her head, okay, he can be disrespected. He's a sucker, right? Women aren't going to submit to pussies, chumps, timid suckers. They aren't. So stand up for yourself. That's number 4. Number 5, this is another important one. Like I say, I keep saying that, but all these are important. But this is one that's, overlooked. You can't be submissive yourself. 2 people can't submit to themselves to each other, right? You can't be submissive yourself. You can't be doing submissive things. You can't be over chasing her or acting like acting feminine or, performing submissive sex act or acts, or you can't be the submissive one in the situation. You can't compete with her, right? You can't compete with her. You do your player thing, you do your alpha thing, you do your masculine thing, and you maintain your dominance. You let her submit to you, let her feminine submit to your masculine. Don't be feminine trying to submit to her, getting down on your knees, proposing, getting tattoos, doing submissive things. You cannot submit to your woman. Your woman has to submit to you. She doesn't want you to submit to her, because that's a heavy burden, right? When you have a submissive person on your hand, a person who trusts you with their life, a person who's given themselves to you fully, that's a burden, right? Only fit for a king. So if you guys ain't really, you guys can't handle this, I suggest you turn this shit off right now. But having a person, submissive to you is kind of a burden, right? It's kind of a burden. It requires a lot. And women understand this. So they don't want you to submit to them. They would rather them submit to you if you are that dude. If you can make their lives easier, you can make their quality of life better. You can upgrade them and you can lead them to a prosperous place. And I'm not just talking about money. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be the submissive one. You have to maintain your dominance. That's all throughout the whole court, every angle of the relationship, every section of the relationship, whether it's in the bedroom, the whole fucking nine. Stop licking feet and all of those, rubbing feet and giving foot massage. That type of shit is submissive. Stop doing little things like that. You know what I'm saying? Oral sex and all of that, those are submissive acts. Stop doing it. If you're gonna eat your girl out or whatever, space it out. Do it once every 90 days or something. But doing that shit every day, you submitting yourself, right? And when you submit yourself, you become emotional, right? And when you become more emotionally invested, you lose your masculine edge, and ultimately you lose the submissive woman, and ultimately you lose the relationship. You see how this works, guys? Stay masculine, stay dominant. You know what I'm saying? You can't be submissive. That's number 5. Number 6, you have to maintain the position of power in the relationship. Maintain the power. What I mean by this is you stay the woman in power. Now, when you're in the beginning, you have to pursue, you have to get the ball rolling, you have to kick things off. But ultimately, you want the woman vying for you and your energy and your attention. You can't be the one vying for hers. Once you're vying for hers and chasing after hers, you're submitting to her will, you're chasing her, and you're losing your power. You're losing your edge. You have no negotiating power. She has all of the chips. So you have to position yourself to where you have more value, you have more power. You know what I'm saying? This is another thing to where self-improvement comes in. Once you're making yourself more valuable, you maintain your position of power. But with that being said, you also have to let her come to you. The more you come to her, like I say, and vow for her attention, her pussy or her sex or whatever, then she has the power. She has the bargaining chip. She has the card. She has the puppet strings, because you need her, not the other way around. So maintain that position of power. Another key with that, or another tip with that, is when it's time to, if you crazy enough to want a relationship, let me say crazy enough, because it's natural to want companionship and commitment from other people. So let me not say that. Guys like me are an anomaly. But if when it comes time to wanting a relationship or taking things to the next level, you have to be the one to hold firm, stand back, and let her come to you. When you go to her and you trying to lock her in, and you go to her for the relationship, you instantly lose your power. And once you lose that power, right, they are the one in power. And once they have the power, how am I going to submit to somebody who doesn't hold power? Right? How is a woman going to submit to you and you don't have the power? What are they submitting to? You know what I'm saying? He wants me. Why do I need to submit to him? Right? He wants things from me. I don't want him. I don't want his attention. Or he wants my attention more than I want his. So why should I submit to him? What sense does it make? It doesn't make logical sense for a person to have. Think about it like this. You got a job, right? Or you have a company that you work for. You have to submit to that company's will, because you need the paycheck. You go in there, you submit to drug tests, you tell them your whole life story in an interview, you give yourself up completely, you give your freedom away 8-10 hours a day, right? You follow their rules, you cooperative, you compliant, and you submissive to that company's will. You know why? Because they have the value. They have the position of power, right? Because you need them. They don't need you, right? They need you in a sense, but you're easily replaceable, right? So if just imagine if that changed, right? If you worked at Google and Google gave you all of the power, right? You're not gonna come in there for 8-10 hours a day. You're not gonna follow them fucking rules. You're not gonna be on time because you hold the power. You see how that works, guys? You have to look at yourself like you're a company and a business, and you have to maintain your position of power. Figure out how to establish that power and that dominance, and you maintain that. I just gave you some things on that you can do, or things that that you do to where you lose it. Like I said, don't don't chase her for the relationship. You let her chase you for the relationship. You know what I'm saying? She needs you. You don't need her. And if you do need her, you never let her know that, right? And you shouldn't need no bitch regardless. But if you're one of them guys with voids and, you're a sucker and you feel like you need women, whatever, you never let them know that, right? You maintain your dominance, like I said, and you maintain your position of power. But that's it, guys. That's how to make her submit. That's how to make a woman submissive. Follow this, soak it up, go back, replay this, listen to this again. And I'm telling you guys, you have more submissive women than you know what to do with. Be careful with submissive women, because submissive women are, naturally is a man's kryptonite. A soft, feminine, submissive woman, it makes us weak, right? It makes us weak. And if you don't know how to handle this, you're going to fall into the simp sinkhole and you're going to lose a woman. This happens to you guys a lot. You don't really know what you're doing to make some woman submit, but you got a woman down and submissive to you, and you give in and you ultimately turn her off and lose her. You know what I'm saying? So, like, remember I said that, guys. Pay attention to this shit. Pay attention. Know that a submissive woman is a man's kryptonite. But anyway, guys, that's it. Now, if you felt, you liked the video, if you liked the game, if the game resonated with you, do me a comment and let me know how you felt. Let me know your thoughts. Give me that comment. I need the engagement, guys. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Share this shit too. Share this shit with your friends. Share this shit in your private Facebook groups. Share the game, man. Help me grow as a channel. You know what I'm saying? So we can spread the word and I can upgrade the men's lives who want to be upgraded, because this game is needed. But anyway, fellas, that's it. Oh, real quick before I get up out of here, go get both of my courses. They are on sale for half off. How to make a woman fall in love with you, and obsess over you, and Attraction 101, how to attract women. Both of those courses are on sale for half off right now. And also, I'm doing consultations for half off. So hit me up on my email or DM me on Instagram at get_free_game, and we can chop it up about a consultation or a coaching session. I'm doing those half off. Guys, I'm gonna leave a link in the description to my Facebook community, my private Facebook community. Join that as well. That way, we can grow our community, and we can chop up game amongst other players. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre.